Welcome to 20-somethings, a show for 20-somethings by 20-somethings. Tonight, we've got a great show in store for you. From the wildest moments coming out of Coachella to the Artemis program crew making their return back to Earth. And finally, the brand new trailer for the Hunger Games installment, The Sunrise on the Reaping, dropping in November of 2026. And it's already getting fans talking about it in the meantime. So, I'm your host, Mike, and these are my co-hosts, Emmy, Matt, and Ava. For our first topic, we're headed out to the West for Coachella, where the music is loud, the outfits are even louder, and somehow every year gets crazier than the last. From surprise guest appearance to moments that had social media going wild, it feels like if you weren't there, you definitely saw it on your phone like 5 minutes later. So I think we've got a click, so let's check that out.
Coachella 2026 started off as a total disaster. It started with strong winds forcing major show cancellations, including Anima, leaving fans frustrated after waiting for hours. Airbnb bookings were suddenly canceled last minute with prices skyrocketing overnight. Inside, people complained about extreme costs, overcrowding, and poor facilities, with many saying Coachella now feels more like a brand event than a music festival. Sabrina Carpenter went viral after calling out a fan mid-performance. There were also reports that Karol G faced pressure over political statements.
So, I mean, Coachella seemed like a blast. Not only did you have to spend lots of money, but, you know, the wind took out some of the headliners, so that's not too good.
I feel like every year there's, like, it talks about the facilities and the winds, but they're in Coachella Valley, like, it's a desert.
Yeah.
Like, there's winds every year, and I feel like every year someone's complaining about the facility.
They're always surprised.
There's thousands of people there. Like, yes, the porta potties are gonna be dirty, like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
right?
Like, I don't know what people expect, but
I mean, like, I saw a lot of the people that I follow, like, creating their own Coachella outfits just because, like, the cost for having a stylist was just ridiculous. And then I wasn't at Coachella, so I was watching it through live stream. And so I saw in real time the whole Sabrina drama. And, like, you could so tell, like, she can't hear anything or see anything from that stage because there's thousands of people. So I think, like, I already knew that people were going to get mad about the, controversial. I don't know how to pronounce the actual
So to
kind of yelling.
give a little like background on that. So Sabrina Carpenter was performing her set, and someone in the audience was doing a chant. It was I think it was an Arabic chant, and it's a Zagruta. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But so she was doing her chant, and it kind of is just like a cheer, and Sabrina thought it was a yodel, and she was like, I have kind of like a, let's see, it says, your culture is yodeling, and like that's what Sabrina was saying on stage, and it was kind of funny because like she obviously couldn't hear what was going on, so the fan was like kind of in shock, and I think people just kind of took it out of proportion, and now they can do that with anything these days.
I feel like that happens with everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, especially because like she's such like, even like when the Trump administration used her music for like background of an ICE video, she talked about like get that off, like don't use my music for that. Like she has been outspoken about like I think the whole like Gaza thing, I believe, in Palestine. So I think like people do often try to just grab something to like attack someone, and I do think this was a genuine like misunderstanding and miscommunication.
I don't know. I feel like I want to jump back to you talking about your like people hiring stylists for Coachella.
Yeah.
Because I see this and I feel like unless you're famous, like let's be so for real, like it's just a festival.
Yeah.
Like no one's really looking, like you're going to enjoy music, like have fun. Like no one's really looking at your outfit. Like if you're that worried about it, go on Pinterest. Like I think it's easy enough for someone to find an outfit to wear without spending thousands of dollars. Unless it's like a lot of people go on like brand trips and I think like they're provided with like a stylist for the trip,
100%.
which is kind of cool. But like other than that, I see all these crazy outfits and I feel like, yeah, they're cool, but I feel like you don't need a stylist to put it together.
Like a perfect example, I think. So I follow Tabitha. I don't know if you know Tabitha. Tabitha did like crocheted her whole entire like all of her outfits. They were awesome. And then there's like Alex Earl who had like a stylist, and it was like a bikini and like cargo pants. Like it was like Tabs was more creative and less expensive, and I think won that. But I think that's just like an example of like you can still have a great outfit and not break the bank.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone to a music festival, I usually will just wear my URI like tank top that I got for free at the Ryan Center at one of the games back in my day. So.
Wait, that's hilarious.
That's
You're just repping
gotta
URI
rep
at a festival?
it's like a basketball cut jersey, so it looks like, you know, it's a beach outfit.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of that's why I wear it to the beach. So
It's
it's like
comfy, it's
it's
like-
so
it's
comfy.
breathable.
It's so comfy, and I can
Yeah.
like
Does it look a
go
little
crazy.
vintage now?
It looks a little vintage, yeah. It has a nice zero on the front too, so it's
has,
like
like,
I am a
holes.
zero.
Yeah.
Oh, a ton of
Oh, yeah.
holes.
A little
Yeah.
like scuffed up.
There's like
more.
armholes and
Yeah,
a
that's
head
what
hole.
you gotta wear.
And
Oh,
yeah.
the head hole.
The head hole's the most important hole.
That's important.
I feel like
It's a very important.
like that sounds so comfortable. I see so many people going in these outfits, and I'm
wearing
like,
crazy shit.
Like, what are you wearing?
like,
you're-
heels?
let me tell you, you're in that outfit for hours. Like,
Yeah.
are you
Yeah,
comfortable
it's
in
crazy.
that?
the fact that
Genuinely.
people have to like camp there and they like build this whole like I don't even like it's like a whole different village on the literally grounds of Coachella because they can't afford hotels or Airbnbs, and like I personally I'd rather just go to a single concert and like
That or,
Camping,
like-
camping's so fun though.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
Not at
Yeah, but, like,
Coachella,
in
at like
that-
Or, like,
Firefly,
another-
but
yeah.
to that
it's
extent though, like
it's fun though. You just like get
It's part of the
wasted and you
experience.
stumble back to your tent and you throw up in your tent.
Well, before we move on, we got to talk about Justin Bieber. Like, because
Oh.
Yeah.
he had, I mean, I think that's why a lot of people went to Coachella. And, like, I don't know, I saw it was like Bieberchella was like the
Bieberchella,
hashtag
yeah.
everywhere. And his set was kind of based on, like, his old videos and his old performances. And they wanted to, like, you know, bring it back in for Coachella and kind of have him, like,
Look,
you know.
I don't follow him as much anymore, but that was like my first concert. Like at the ripe age of 7, I love Justin Bieber. So seeing him like come out with like old songs, it really just like fulfilled like the child in me.
I feel like he's a great artist, but his performance could have been so much better considering how Sabrina's was.
Yeah. Well, anyways, on to our next topic. This is going to take us straight out of the desert and into space. The NASA Artemis program crew has officially made it back to Earth after their latest mission. And honestly, I can barely survive a long flight, so I don't know how they're doing space travel. Like it's kind of like a weekend trip. So this is an incredible achievement and a huge step for space exploration. So let's take a look at their return.
Splashdown confirmed from the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon. A new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth. As you see, the recovery teams are moving towards the side of the capsule. The next major event will be the erection of that large inflatable raft called the front porch. That will be the port of call for the crew as they're being extracted one by one from the vehicle.
Honestly, I just think this is a phenomenal thing to witness as like a society and stuff. I mean, specifically after the Katy Perry going to space thing, I don't know. I just think this is so much more meaningful, and it really puts into perspective how like crazy space exploration is. So yeah, I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on this, guys?
Don't even get me started on the Katy Perry part because she technically didn't even go into space.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
She went into orbit.
it's
like,
yeah, it's just barely over the artificial line of, oh, this is where space is, but you're still in Earth's atmosphere. So like you didn't really do anything. But
she cheated.
this was really cool because like they haven't done this in 50 years. Like my dad was born on the same day of Apollo 11. Obviously, there was a few missions after that, but like his entire lifetime, like we haven't been back to the moon. So like I was texting him the whole time, like the whole mission. And the splashdown was freaking. I'm pointing back to the TV that's over there that no one else can see. The splashdown was just really cool to be like, wow, we did this. Look at what beauty humanity can do.
Yeah.
And instead we're, you know, I don't want to get too political, but we're doing some really dumb shit.
I just like with the touchdown too, like what's always fascinated me is like the coordinate landings, like how precise
That's
everything
crazy
is,
that they land exactly.
and I feel like it's almost they make it seem so easy, like when calculating and landing from space is like how do you even start to do that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a professional astrophysicist. Not
Let's hear
actually,
it.
but before I decided to become a film major at URI way back in the day, I'm not that old. I was gonna go to school for aerospace engineering, but I was shit at physics.
pretty cool.
I keep swearing. Am I allowed to do that?
Yes.
Sure.
Perfect. Awesome.
For you.
So I know a lot about orbital mechanics, and I've done a bunch of on this game called Kerbal Space Program. It's NASA helped program their physics engine, so it's very accurate, and it's tough. It's really hard to get this right, but those scientists at NASA are just so good at just from the moment they launched, they knew okay, this is what we got to do, and from the second the craft took off from the space pad, it was, hey, we're gonna be right back here soon.
They get paid. They get paid that much for a reason.
I think it was just so cool to actually learn about the astronauts themselves, and I thought it was it pulled at my heartstrings hearing about them naming the crater after, I don't know, what's the pilot's name?
Reed Wiseman.
Reed Wiseman.
Reed Wiseman's
wife.
late wife, Carol. It was that audio tape of them
my God.
spelling it out was just so cool. And I just think they were so interesting and they were so funny, the little clips, when you see them have their interviews with Trump or the
spin the microphone.
Yeah, they were
That
just
was
so
great.
funny. It felt like you could connect.
I
you
just
know?
think
It
it's
was awesome.
sorry. I just think
No,
it's
you're
really cool with social media nowadays. Everyone can kind of be a part of this and see different sides of it. It's not just last time we stepped foot on the moon, everybody watched it. It was live streamed, it was broadcasted. But now we get to see behind the scenes, everything that goes into it a little bit more. And I actually found out that right here locally, an incorporation called Do-It-Tron. I don't know, they're based out of East Greenwich, Rhode Island. They actually helped with the equipment for testing
Really?
the
Oh, wow.
systems for
Wow.
the mission.
We're going
Which
local.
I thought that was
That's
really cool. There was
awesome.
23 employees, they said, that helped with a ton of equipment and stuff for
That's
it.
crazy.
great.
That's
That was
crazy.
really cool.
I just think the whole process is so cool. I don't even get it. You have to be so incredibly smart to be able to go to freaking space. I hate the fact that Katy Perry went. It pisses me off. She doesn't deserve it.
Like we said,
Like,
she
I'm-
didn't
It's not
actually
real
go.
space.
Okay,
I
she
can get
did
into
more,
it,
but I feel like I am more worthy or capable of going into orbit than Katy Perry.
No, I
is.
know,
All
but
of
it's
us probably.
She feels like a plastic bag. So.
Well, I mean, they are
that was a good one.
they are aiming to
good.
go back and
Yeah.
obviously keep progressing with space exploration. And I know that they plan on going back in 2028 to hopefully at their earliest make a full moon landing. Obviously different team, but I think that's pretty cool. I think and then in 2030 something they said they wanted to go to Mars, which is pretty. Let's focus
That's
on
sick.
landing on the moon.
Yeah.
again,
yeah,
but
I think Mars
Let's-
might be still a little bit of a
I'm ready.
reach,
I
but-
love
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Mars.
but if
mission.
they're
I'm
gonna
ready
ex-
for Mars.
If they're gonna expand the budget, NASA, then
We'll see.
see what they- let's see what they can
maybe
do.
the next
I
administration
also
will
want
get
to
some money
explore
back.
the ocean because that's what NASA was originally made for. Why did we stop? I also want to know that.
Yeah.
who knows? But anyways, Hunger Games fans have something new to get excited about because the latest Hunger Games trailer for The Sunrise on the Reaping has just dropped. And of course, the internet wasted no time in breaking down frame by frame. So whether you're into the story aspect, the action, or just the nostalgia, this one already has people talking about it. So let's roll the trailer.
Hamish Abernathy. I bet I know a thing or two about you. You love her and she loves you. But now, you are on your own.
Welcome to the second quarter quell.
You have no idea what's in store for you. Twice the number of tributes, twice the glory.
Presentation could save your life.
Shoulders back, big smiles.
You're brilliant if you drink it.
I confess to having a moment.
What do you think about the games having 100% more competitors than usual?
From what I've seen, they're 100% stupid as usual. President Snow. has all the power.
Why do you submit to it all?
If we can stop the games, we can stop the capital too.
The arena, it's a killing machine. But all machines can be broken.
Go out there and make them remember you.
I'm sick of living in fear. Just surviving. We're not animals to kill for their entertainment.
If you disobey me, we shall open the bloodbath with the longest, most drawn-out death your people have ever seen. And may the odds be
Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's the room's cold or what, but I got chills. That was my first time watching that. I'm pretty sure that was all of our first times getting a look at that brand new trailer that actually dropped this morning. So I don't know. What are our thoughts?
So cool.
I'm so excited. I will be counting down the days. I will have that on my calendar. I, for one, am a huge Hunger Games fan, would read the books, watch the movie. I watched the latest one that came out. Huge fan. So excited.
Yeah. So you guys are the kind of people who would read the book before watching the movie, or movie and then...
I was saying this before because I've always been the read the book, watch the movie, watch the show. But Hunger Games came out when I was so young. Yeah. Where like reading the book, not even so young, but in my head it was like reading the book didn't really click for me before watching the movie. It was just watching the movie. So that like was something I didn't do for this, but I really want to read this book prior to this movie. Yeah. But the movie looks so insane, and I know I've heard things about like the color, and even in the trailer, the color looks insane.
Oh my gosh! Like,
the fields look amazing.
Yeah. Why did movies get so dull? Like I think it's so great to see a movie with lots of color again, and I don't know. I know the director. His name is Francis Lawrence, and he also directed Catching Fire and The Mockingjay. So I mean, obviously, if you guys are fans and have watched those before, you'll know how great.
Those are like top two.
I think
those are
a childhood crush of mine.
So I mean, we've got a lot to look forward to this.
I would love to see like behind the scenes of this.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if like any of the original cast helped to like produce and give some insight on like.
On the casting list, it did say Jennifer Lawrence.
Well, yeah. So Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson.
Yes.
They're expected. I'm pretty sure they're confirmed to be having like a small role where they show them in like the future. So it's like a flash forward, which I think is going to be pretty cool. You know, maybe we get to see what's his name, Woody Harrelson as like the actual Hamish. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to intertwine those stories like that. I'm so excited for this this movie because I remember like reading that chapter in Mockingjay when Hamish is talking about he's like, oh, the Court of Quells coming up. This is what happened to mine. Because I read that book, but I didn't read the original Hunger Games book because I watched the movie when it came out and I was so into it, but I couldn't wait for the next movie to come out that I read the books.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think like nowadays it takes a lot for me to want to go to a movie and see it, like. Because you can stream basically everything now. Also, this is one I feel like I'm going to go and watch.
I need the sound.
Yeah.
I need like
the surround
Dolby Atmos.
Dude.
Atmos would be so
my
sick.
gosh.
And like this is a movie where like the theater energy will be there when everyone in the crowd is like react at it.
There's just some like fan bases for different like genres and you know, movies. Like you got the Marvel movies. You got
this is like
Star
my
Wars.
Barbenheimer. This is like my Barbenheimer.
Yeah, Hunger Games is a different breed, and I'm excited to be able to, because I didn't go to see the Songbird and the Snakes one in theater. I watched it streaming, so to be able to see like the actual, like this one in theater is going to be, I don't know, it's going to be great.
You just have to get lucky with a good theater because when I saw the last movie, the Beyonce live concert was happening just next door, and I could hear Beyonce more than I could hear the actual movie. Unfortunately, a lot of theaters are just degrading, so it makes it like harder to even like, oh, I love going to see movies. I love the big screen, but like a lot of these places are just like charging way too much for way too little, and it makes it so hard because cinema is its best in the theater.
I know, and a lot of those like small theaters that do like deals and like don't like, I don't know, they're not as like fancy, like people don't go there anymore. Like my theater closest to me at home is like they do like a $5 Tuesday, like they do fun stuff like that, but there's never anybody there. People always want like the big recliner seats, like the big theater energy.
Well, because like, come on, if you're gonna watch a movie and spend that much money, I want to be able to recline. I want, you know.
Yeah.
But I do have a funny question for you. Are you a Beyonce fan now?
I do like Beyonce. I mean, like
Or are you less of a Beyonce fan now? Because
I'm not less of a Beyonce fan at all. It was just like,
not when you're watching Hunger Games.
I was locked into Hunger Games, and it was just like, oh, I could hear Beyonce more than. So it was great to watch it again at another movie theater that didn't have terrible walls, because it was the walls that were at fault. It wasn't Beyonce's fault. So.
Well, this is Joseph Zada's first role, I'm pretty sure. The guy who's playing Haymitch. So I'm excited to see him and see how everything goes out. But unfortunately, this is actually all we have time for tonight. So as always, I'm Mike Ferraza, and thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.